Here in Northern Ireland, research shows there is no significant difference in the number of men and women going out to vote, and yet there is a massive difference when it comes to who they are going out to vote for.
What is it that makes middle-aged males so particularly appropriate to fill the chairs of public appointments? And then one day I worked it out: golf.
You know, I strongly believe that women have a moral responsibility to support other women.
You can make a difference. You're all leaders in this room, and don't ever forget how powerful people you all really are.
The latest figures, soon to be published for Northern Ireland, will show that women make up 38% of the membership of our public boards and 21% of the chair positions on our public boards.
As women, we do not apply for things we should be applying for.
I think as women, I know it's a generalisation, but we do have a tendency to sort of say, well, actually, we don't fit that exactly, therefore I can't go for it. Whereas men are more likely to put something and say, well, actually, I'm more or less, I've got that.
We do need to find a way for young women in less well-off communities who perhaps have rejected education, who perhaps have had bad experiences of education, or perhaps education just wasn't for them, and allowing them to actually get the training that is necessary to take them into community leadership positions.
I would encourage you all to adopt the approach: this is what I have to offer you, not this is what I don't have.
Anya Lawler, who's a good friend of mine, would say that broadcasting is a conversation. You can't have a conversation that only includes one part of the audience. In terms of contributors, there's a gear shift too. Programme makers are much more conscious now of looking for female voices.
To have those great relationships, and especially with women journalists, because we help each other, and that's what we do as women in general. There's so many women in this room that I know that we help each other.
Mama, pass the baby to me.
I'm very pleased to be introducing this event, which is not only celebrating Commonwealth Day, but it's also showcasing our programme of events to mark International Women's Day and the Assembly Women's Week, which was inaugurated this year.
As a woman, when taking on such a role, it has been hard to juggle family and the long hours. It is most definitely not 9 to 5.
We are a product of our past and our upbringing, and this shapes our views, our thoughts, and our approach to all that we do. Women are fighters and survivors, and these are attributes of good leadership. The natural ability to multitask while still delivering a quality service, problem solving and unilateral thinking are all attributes of what naturally makes a woman a good leader.
Women, historically and globally, have been the subject of cultural and legal disabilities which have hindered their ability over generations to reach their full potential.
The people of Northern Ireland want to move on, and embracing inclusion is the selected option.
Be the change you want to see in the world, and we will be a better place.
How many of you would consider yourself to be a feminist? Hands up if you consider yourself a feminist. You're at an important place here, this location. You're at an important time in your future, because another point is if you don't vote now, you probably won't vote next time or the time after or the time after. Voting is a habit. If it becomes part of your makeup, if it becomes part of your thought that actually you have that power and you will use it, you will continue to use it.
This week we've had a lot of events reflecting on the need to increase the number of women represented in the Assembly and in public and private sector more generally. We will only achieve that if we increase the diversity of both those voting and those elected, and to ensure that all voices are heard.
Let us be whoever we want to be. If we want to dress up, let's dress up, whether we're male, female, or in between. If we want to stay at home and do the ironing, let us do that, but because we want to, not because society tells us that's what we have to do.
Katrina Rowan and I went in to see the Speaker just before Christmas and said, Mr. Speaker, we have a couple of little ideas we'd like to run past you, because International Women's Week is coming up and it's something that's really important to us. Just one or two, we didn't even have the finer details of them. And we kind of ambushed in his office, and he came forward, his staff, our Secretariat, Politics Plus, came forward with one of the most exciting weeks that we have ever had here in the Assembly. It has been truly fantastic. So thank you to you, and thank you to all of that team that put about this wonderful programme.